as a real estate agent, you are a independent contractor, you make your own schedule, and there are so many things that you could technically spend your time doing. There's literally like never-ending things, if you really wanted to, that you could spend your time on in your business. But today I'm gonna share a pretty good handful of things that I have just completely stopped doing in my business, things that I would argue are actually a waste of time in your real estate business. And then at the very end, I'm gonna share some things that I do for my business, some things that I do think are a good use of your time if you're a real estate agent. Before we get into it though, if you are a real estate agent outside of the state of Oregon and you have a client relocating to Oregon, send them my way. I would love to give you a referral fee. I will put my contact information down below. The first thing that I just do not do in my business is lender meetings. This is such a waste of time. When you're a real estate agent, especially when you're brand new, you are going to get so many calls, texts, emails, voicemails, Facebook messages, all of the things from lenders. And you have to understand, they will make it sound like this meeting is in your best interest. They have something for you that's gonna help give you business, but let me just tell you, that's not what it's for. Lenders are kind of, the way I see it is, lenders are like the real estate agents, and you are like the for sale by owner. So they're just like, you are the way that they make money. They want real estate agents to partner with them and send them buyers, but lenders are not, for the most part, going to be sending you business back. So what I would say the best thing to do, instead of just wasting your time, yeah, you get a free meal, which is, you know, it's fun when you're a new agent to get a free meal and like meet with someone new, but at the end of the day, I think it's really just a big waste of time. It's not going to be a dollar producing activity, and it's something that I think is a really good idea to just completely cut out of your schedule. What I have done is I have found like 1 to 2, 3 max, I would say, lenders that you know, because of, for me, it took me a lot of trial and error. It definitely took me a few years, probably even more than a few years, to find these lenders. But through trial and error, find some lenders that you know are gonna do a fantastic job for your clients, that give your clients a really great experience and have obviously like great communication, all of that. Find those lenders and stick with them, because it just makes everything so much easier. Instead of hopping around to like so many different lenders, whoever you had coffee with last, just find 1 to 3 lenders that you know are gonna do a great job for your clients and stick with them, and then say no to coffee dates or dinner, you know, lunch with any other lenders. Just say no. The next thing that I do not do anymore in my business is open houses. Open houses, they're actually pretty time consuming if you think about it. There is a lot of work. There is a lot of prep work that goes into open houses if you actually want people to show up. I know it's really common for a real estate agent to host an open house and it's like crickets. You're sitting in the house for hours, like nobody comes. And so that's one reason why it's a waste of time. But even if people do come, these are not generally the type of clients that are going to give you the best, how do I say this? Just like the best return on the investment of your time. These leads that come through open houses, they have no loyalty to you whatsoever. A lot of times they're not even like ready to go qualified buyers, and a lot of times they already have an agent. And a lot of times they're not even buyers or serious buyers, they just want to go look at an open house. So I personally just cannot get on the open house train as part of a business plan. I know a lot of agents do them and they are like a big part of their business, but personally, I think sitting at open houses is like watching grass grow. I think it's so boring and it's super annoying having to try to get the buyers, like convince them to sign into this sign-in sheet, because if they're not signing into the sign-in sheet, there's really no point in doing the open house, because you know it is all in the follow-up with these open house leads. Like 1% of them will be converted on the spot. They're gonna wanna buy a house with you, whatever. Like that's literally 1% that's gonna come through the open house. 99% of them, you're gonna have to follow up for like a year or two before they end up doing something even if they end up doing something, and even if they end up using you. Like, none of that is at all obviously guaranteed. And so in order to do that, you have to get them to sign in to a sign-in sheet, and they don't want to do that. So it's not always easy to do. And even when they do sign in, sometimes they don't give you the right information because they don't want to be spammed by a bunch of realtors, and I don't blame them. So open houses are a no for me. There's so many better ways to get business, and there's so many better types of clients out there that I just don't think they're necessary. The next thing that I do not do in my business is in-person trainings. I really do enjoy a good in-person training. Like, I really love going to a real estate training course or a real estate conference, anything like that. Like, I genuinely enjoy it, but who has the time to do that? And I know it's important to invest in your business on a consistent basis and to like invest in your education in real estate on a consistent basis, which I very much do, but having to do it in person, especially if you live your life the way I do, where you are a stay-at-home parent, entrepreneur, running a business, like everything is happening kind of all at the same time together, it's really just not always the best use of your time. And so that's one reason why I'm so thankful for the brokerage that I'm with, Real Brokerage. Every single day, there are multiple masterminds happening that you can either join in person or do what I usually do and listen back in your own time. And these are real top producing agents in other parts of the country telling you exactly what's actually working for you in real time. You can ask them questions, they'll answer them like right there in the mastermind. It's super laid back and chill. A lot of the training is on video and YouTube marketing. And the cool thing is you actually get to hear like what's going on in real estate and what's working for other agents across the country, because all these other agents chip in, and I just find it so much more refreshing than just watching a YouTube video training. Because obviously, like, I used to think like, why do I need this training from a brokerage? Because there's millions of like free videos on YouTube that you can just watch, like never ending content if you want training in real estate. But I have found that these trainings have been so different and refreshing, and even just the fact that it's like real time. Like, I can hear what's going on in the world of other real estate agents like today, not from a video that was put out 3 months ago or a year ago or whenever it was. These are agents that I'm able to hear. If someone's like, if everyone's talking about like, my business is slower than usual, like, oh, like I can hear like, oh, it's not just me, like everyone's business is a little bit slower right now. You hear that from like so many different people. And yeah, there's just something so different about right now content, what's working right now from actual real estate agents that have your best interest in mind, that are actually seeing results. Another thing I do not do in my real estate business is I don't have my notifications on. Well, really for anything. Obviously I have like phone call and text notifications, but I do not have any social media notifications. I feel like that should go without saying, because I've done like full videos talking about how I manage social media with for my business without letting it be a distraction. But checking my emails, I don't have email notifications on, so I am not just alerted anytime I get a random email throughout the day. I do not just pull up my email all day long and check it. I have designated times where I will sit down and check all of my emails. Now, of course, there are times when something urgent is coming in and you need to see it right away, but you know ahead of time when that's the case, and that's not something that's happening on a daily basis, for me at least. And so I will check my email in batches, generally once at the very beginning of the day, once at the very end of the day, maybe once in the middle of the day or so. And that way I just do all of the emails at once. I delete the ones that need to be deleted, respond to the ones that need to be responded. I just do like all of it at once, get it out of the way. And I found that it is so much better of a use of your time to check your emails in batches instead of just always checking them throughout the day. Because if that's the case, then it kind of starts to feel like you're just like glued to your phone all day and you're a slave to it, and that is not a fun way to live. Another thing I don't do anymore is wasting time driving to the office and being distracted by other people at the office. So like I've mentioned before, I've done a couple videos recently chatting about how I switched real estate brokerages, which is super crazy because that's something I literally always said I will never, ever switch real estate brokerages. But then like a few days after saying that, I switched real estate brokerages, and I am so happy that I did. It's been the most amazing decision, and my husband and I have been so happy with Real Brokerage. But Because I switched to real estate brokerages, I do not have an office anymore, which I had an office before, but I really never worked from the office. But now we don't have an office, so it isn't even an option to go into the office. But I found that it is honestly such a time saver, not one, driving to the office just to get work done, and then two, not having to stop and be distracted by people wanting to chat or have conversations. Like, there's usually other people are hanging out at the office, and it can just turn into a really big distraction and time waster. The next thing that I do not do in my real estate business anymore is spread myself thin all over social media and just like try to have a presence or a strong presence on multiple social media platforms. I heard this the other day. Who was it? It was somebody who worked for some social media platform. I don't even remember which one. They were talking through one of our like trainings at my brokerage or whatever. And basically what they said was something to the effect of how nobody can have a really, really strong presence, like dedicate as much time as needed to really create a large presence on every single social media platform, unless they have a full-time team working for them and they've outsourced all these things. If you're doing it by yourself, there's no way you can do that. And I really truly believe that you will see so much bigger of a return on the investment of your time that you're putting into social media marketing for your business if you go all in on one platform instead of trying to be on everything. For example, if I was over here putting my time and effort into trying to be on Twitter, trying to be on Instagram, trying to be on TikTok, trying to be on Threads, whatever Threads is, I don't even know, but I'm not on it. Like all of the things, and then make YouTube videos on top of that. If I'm just like trying to do all of these things, then they're all probably going to get maybe like a few hundred followers, whatever the heck, I don't know. Versus if you just pour all of your energy and effort into one, and then that one can get really big and bring you the clients. And I say followers because it's more of an analogy. Obviously, we all know if you're in real estate that the number of followers isn't necessarily correlate to the number of business that you get from it, but you know what I'm saying. You're a lot better off pouring all of your energy into one social media platform, really mastering that, getting consistent at that, instead of trying to be everywhere. And that doesn't mean you can't have a presence everywhere. I have an Instagram account, I have a Facebook account, I have a TikTok, don't use it too often, but my main focus is YouTube. I do not schedule into my workday time to post on the other platforms like Instagram or whatever, like I do on YouTube. If I post on there, it's more for fun. If clients come from there, it's like an added bonus, but it's not part of my business plan, if that makes sense. The last thing that I do not do in my business anymore is watch videos on YouTube at any time of the day during any day of the week. And what I mean by that is generally the videos I would be watching are a lot of times some sort of training to help me run my business better, be more effective and efficient, do a better job for my clients, all of those things. And it can be so distracting because you just pull up the app and then you can easily just start watching a video for like 20 minutes, and even if you're not really doing any, you're just like with your family, it can just make you not present, and it's just not something that I do. So what I will do is if I come across a video that I really want to make sure that I watch by someone that I really like their videos of, for example, on YouTube, I will just take a screenshot of my screen, and then during one of my designated times for listening to or catching up on that content, like when I'm going on a walk, for example, or driving in the car by myself or going to the gym, any of those types of things, I will pull up my screenshots and then find that video and then delete it from my screenshots so that I know I've already watched it, and then I can watch another one the next time, if that makes sense. So that is a really good way to make it easier to still be able to get in the like educational content that you want to for your business, but not have it take up so much of your time and be a distraction. Okay, so now real quick, my camera is on 1 bar, so I'm just gonna zoom through what do I do? What do I think is not a waste of time for your business? Showing up at closing, I think that's really important. Being there at the closing table if possible. Buying my clients a closing gift. That's a big priority for me. I always get them a gift. Whether I give it to them when I give them the keys, if I leave it in the house, or if I send it in the mail a month after closing, they're gonna get something. Write and negotiate offers. Obviously that kind of goes without saying, but you can't really get paid unless you're doing that. So that is something that is a dollar producing activity. Create video content that will bring more clients while I sleep, while I'm on vacation, or while I'm doing really whatever forever, because YouTube is a search engine unlike any other social media platform. Where other social media platforms, you post the video like on Facebook or Instagram, for example, and then it's there for a day or two and then it goes away. But on YouTube, your clients will be searching for this video for years to come, and it'll be bringing you clients for years and years after you make it, while you're not even doing anything work related. Writing video scripts, doing like SEO, search engine optimization research to know what is working for as far as like marketing in your business, in your area goes right now, what's going to actually bring in the clients, what are the clients that you want to work with actually looking for. That's something that I do that is actually really important. Sending over thumbnails to be outsourced by a professional graphic designer. Zoom calls with new clients and phone calls with my out-of-state clients, like home buyer consultations. Those are things that I do that I do think are not a waste of time. I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for hanging out with me this week. Feel free to head over to our channel. We have a handful of playlists that you might grab value from, and we will see you guys next week.